All right, so this is the interim policy on ancillary tasks for teachers. There is no issuance yet as to the ancillary tasks for the teachers. However, this will be a policy. There will be an interim policy given, and this will greatly help our teachers with their task, no, to focus on the teaching and learning process instead of being occupied with other tasks not related to teaching. There was a study conducted. The current administration is looking the current scenario of our teachers. And personally, I really admire this step by our secretary. When she looked at the current situation, she made the order to give full support to our teachers. Honestly, no, as a school head before, I've experienced this. I have seen how overwhelmed our teachers are. And as a researcher, I have also seen a lot of studies. And even personally, in one of my researches, a very recurring theme that tells us that our teachers are really overwhelmed, no, with a lot of ancillary tasks. Sure, no, you can relate with this, especially our teachers who are listening to our podcasts, watching our videos. So here we see that as to the Magna Carta, RA 4670, it tells us that any teacher engaged in actual classroom instruction shall not be required to render more than 6 hours of actual classroom teaching a day, which shall be scheduled as to give him time for preparation and correction of exercises and other work incidental to his normal teaching duties. That is provided by our Magna Carta, Republic Act 4670. Right? So as we can see here, if you look at CSC Resolution number 0896, now dated January 28, 2008, it states and it clarified, no, the teachers are not exempted to the 8-hour working hours. So the 2 hours should be devoted to teaching-related duties. I think there was a clarification done. However, when they tried to look at it, no, the 6 hours supposedly should be devoted to actual classroom teaching per day. No. That is as per law. No, advisorship or special assignments for the entire school year combined shall be considered as one teaching load. No, that is what is provided by our issuances. So even if you have multitude of ancillary tasks given to you, the situation really, as of the moment, no, we see teachers getting overwhelmed because there are many ancillary tasks given to them, but they are still just considered one load. No. A teacher with less than 6 hours of actual classroom teaching shall render additional hours of teaching-related duties within the school premises to complete the 6 hours. No, so that is what is provided. If you want to check that out, you can look at RA 4670, CSC Resolution number is 0896, DM 291, Series of 2008. Okay, because it provides for the guidelines for CSC Resolution 0896 on working hours. So that is what is supposedly done on the 6 hours. No, so if you have a load less than 6 hours, you have to render additional hours for teaching-related duties. Okay, so take note of the word teaching related. Here, we see that the 2 hours shall be devoted to teaching-related duties, also preparation of lesson plans, action work plans, instructional materials, evaluation, assessment tools, rubrics, preparation and checking of exercises, recording of academic performance results. You can also conduct research. You can attend seminars, workshops, and similar programs. You can do counseling, mentoring, coaching of students, this includes home visits, consultations and conferences with parents, performance coordination activities, and duly recognized community social services, participation in the maintenance and improvement of school facilities. No, you can also do that, and other activities identified in the specific guidelines of schools with unique conditions. Okay, but the reality presented by studies is that, again, no, this has been a recurring theme, no, that the workload of public school teachers is not only limited to the teaching but also to other non-teaching tasks. No, given this workload, actual teaching is increasingly being sidelined by the multitude of other responsibilities and roles that the teachers play. I've witnessed this personally. No, as teachers are even tasked, no, to choreograph and to, lead other tasks. No, as mentioned by our secretary, there are times that our teachers are even asked to really perform tasks which are not really related to their work. Sometimes they are asked to be usherates. At the same time, they doing logistic work. So these are tasks which are not supposedly given to the teachers. So also, no, in many researches I have encountered, I have seen a recurring theme, no, telling us that our teachers sometimes do not focus on instruction anymore. No? So that's why when I was a school head, I always ensured that my teachers are given really the leeway and the time to really focus on their work. Because if you give them a lot of tasks related to administration, related to the running of the school, then the teachers may get overwhelmed. As a result, what will be compromised will be the learners' contact time with the teachers. So if teachers are to be followed, they want to focus on teaching and have more time to speak with students, give guidance, and apply what they learned about differentiated teaching. Now, if you look at differentiated instruction, the primary consideration there is really that the teachers will be able to really talk with the learners and then get each of their contexts. We have been talking about this now in our previous videos because we have been helping our teachers really get higher grades in terms of their COT or perform better in their COT. One of the primary consideration there as you go higher level is that you'll be able to really adjust your instruction on the context of your learners. You'll be able to really adjust based on the profile, the demographics, or the details that you can get from your learners. That's why when I was a teacher, I really wanted to stay with the students most of the time. I don't want to stay in the faculty room. Instead, I spend the time in my advisory class. I put up a chair there so that I can really observe and at the same time be with them most of the time. Speak more, talk to the teachers better, talk to the learners most of the time so that you'll be able to understand their context better. Okay, so teachers fully realize what is needed, and that is to spend more time with students and innovate on classroom instruction and to provide more focused, individualized attention to students. That was the results of the study in the Philippine Institute for Development Studies conducted in 2019. Right. So there has been also a study on teacher workload balance. So as you can see here, 6 hours direct teaching contact as to Magna Carta, 2 hours for preparation, ancillary, and admin assignments. But here, you see that teaching related may include lesson plan, assessment tools, preparation, checking, recording, research seminars, counseling, home visit, participation. But there are also many common ancillary administrative assignments. We have school-based management, brigada, eskwela, feeding, gulayan, school canteen, sports and other event competitions, learning area coordinatorship, health assessment, and 4Ps. Even teachers are even asked to deworm our learners. The teacher workload balance study conducted by Planning Service in 2018 revealed the most common ancillary tasks assigned to teachers. There are many assignments given to them. And this may compromise because our teachers are only, they're only human beings. They also get overwhelmed. So I'm really happy now that our secretary is really looking at this because this is a very important issue that we have to address. Okay, so one of the most common ancillary tasks given, we have classified to 10 curriculum related. So if you are early language literacy and numeracy assessment coordinator, that's curriculum related. If you are a subject learning area coordinator, it's curriculum related. If you are an iPad coordinator, of course, PhilErie, reading coordinator, remedial class, school testing coordinator, alive coordinator, and ADM facilitator. But they're also professional related. Like for example, you are the LAC coordinator, you are the research coordinator, expertise, RPMS coordinator, and you are a classroom observer. Then there are also school administration or management related. Sometimes you are tasked to be the SBM chairman, where a lot of materials are given. In this case, we have seen that there is a moratorium for SBM because the secretary has identified that our teachers are sometimes very busy on preparing the MOVs for this, being guidance teacher, SPG or SSG advisor, being an ICT coordinator, LIS coordinator, librarian, laboratory. Basically, the root for this, if I may give my opinion, is really because of the absence of non-teaching personnel in schools. the only person who is considered teaching related and can do the administrative task is the principal or the school head. Okay, so if you're the school head, honestly, it's very also easy to get overwhelmed if you are the school head, because you will be the one doing all the liquidation for the MOE. At the same time, you have to make sure no classes are compromised. In my case before, I always do all the administrative tasks as much as possible, but I involve my teachers on the MOE liquidation because these are sensitive. There are sensitive issues when it comes to liquidation. So to be transparent, you have to involve your teachers. But for other tasks, as much as possible, our teachers should focus on teaching. So basically, when I was a principal before, I always look at this side, but it's very easy to get overwhelmed because of the absence of non-teaching personnel. And hopefully, part of their plans is really to provide more non-teaching personnel to the schools. So here we also have program based. So feeding coordinator, gulayan sa paralan, adapa school coordinator, brigada eskwela. So there are 50 ancillary tasks, most common. These are the ones that are provided. Others even with different names. But our secretary has already provided. They will give support to the teachers to teach better. And from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate this initiative from the secretary, looking at removing all those non-teaching tasks as much as possible and provide adequate manpower complement in schools, manage teachers' workload. So that will make us really happy if this will be realized. But we also realize that it's not easy to implement, because at the same time, there's a need for us to assign more items to school, and this will require legislative initiatives. And this is not as easy as you may look at it. It's not very easy to do because it requires a law to be passed in order to create more items for at the school level. Okay, but this is a good step from the central office headed by our secretary. So what are the interventions done? So here, there will be a proposed policy for the guidelines on the distribution of teaching workload and payment of teaching overload. So basically, we will be looking at how the distribution of the teaching workload will be done. So let's stand by for the issuance of these guidelines. And there will be a policy on ancillary and non-teaching tasks. So there are interim. What do you mean by interim? It's temporary. Temporary while we are looking for the long-term solution to the problem. There will be a temporary policy that we have to do. Okay, and these I've looked at the policies being implemented here. They are really very strategic. Can't help but admire how strategic the policies are. So hopefully this will really help our teachers, and personally I'm happy about this. Study on school organizational structure and staffing standards, or the SOSSS. So they will be looking at this, and then there will be a multi-year creation and deployment of school-based non-teaching personnel. I can't help but clap my hands for this. So this is really a very great development as to our educational system. Okay, but I would just like to add, we have personally, I would recognize the effort of our secretary to do this, but let's also involve other aspects in the society surrounding the school. We just like to appeal also to the community, to the community and to the local government unit. This is just a humble appeal, because sometimes the central office might have released the guidelines for this, but still in the local level, we have seen the community involving too much of the teachers' time, that sometimes to the point that the teachers may not be able to focus anymore. For example, there might be festivals, there might be a celebration wherein teachers will be required to join. Sometimes this may also compromise the contact time. But we are happy that there is an order from the central office that we can now say no to all those things. But a multi-dimensional approach in this problem is very important. We have to remember that the essence of being a teacher is in the classroom. So he or she should be placed there and given all the time to do her work, to do his work. And that is the transformation of the lives of the learners. And to really ensure that these learners are learning in the classroom. Now, we can't help but appreciate, we know that extracurricular activities are good also for our learners. But how about the other learners who are not involved? Let's say, for instance, there's a celebration, there's a fiesta celebration in the school. Now, selected students will be asked to perform. Now, of course, our teachers will be there because that is an out-of-school activity. Okay, how about the others which classes were compromised? And any performance, remember, there should be a preparation done. So, honestly, any presentation will require a practice. So, if that involves our teachers and our students, at the end of the day, it will compromise contact time. So, a multidimensional approach to this problem is also important. We have to involve the community. The local government unit also should realize that festivals are good. I have nothing against those festivals. Yeah, they are good for our tourism. But I would like to suggest, why don't you involve the out-of-school youth, the people in the community, the people in the barangay? At least when they practice, they will be enticed to really perform because they have all the time. Okay? Instead of involving the students in the mainstream to join, now I tell you, a lot of classes will be compromised. I've been witnessing this because I have been the principal of a school which is very involved with festivals. So if our learners are involved in that, it will really compromise their contact time. And honestly, students love to be involved. But how about those who are not involved on those activities? Who will take care of them? Because our teachers also are required to take care of those learners who will be joining activities outside the school campus. Okay, so basically there will be a deprivation and a compromise of contact time. So I hope this will also be studied because it's not just a one-stop shop solution. Everyone should realize how important contact time is as of the moment because of our learning loss. Not only of our learning loss, but we've seen that the quality of education that we have requires more attention. Okay? So the proposed policy. Here comes the proposed policy. Now, teaching hours, Republic Act 4670, Magna Carta for Public School Teachers. We see that these are the 8 hours, the 6 hours, the 2 hours. And then, it says here, for 6 hours, it shall be devoted to actual classroom teaching or actual classroom teaching with special teaching-related assignments. And then 6 hours, special teaching-related assignments shall only refer to class advisorship and remediation conducted during the school year. Take note of that, So therefore, if there is a contact time, you have lesser than 6 hours. Instead of doing related assignment, which is related to administration, related to non-teaching tasks, you have to do it. You have to spend that time for remediation. Okay? And then the 2 hours shall be devoted to teaching related. So, for example, you can prepare lesson plans, you check exercises, conduct individual learning assignment, and recording of academic performance, and other teaching-related activities incidental to actual classroom teaching. And remember, we are not exempted to the 8-hour period. We only have 6 hours for actual teaching. And this teaching should be devoted to classroom involvement. It should be actual teaching or doing remediation. So that is now the proposed policy. And of course, the interim guideline here is that from the 50 tasks that we have, the most common, they have already divided it into 2. So we have 50 here and only the 10 identified ancillary tasks. We have to reduce. Immediate reduction of ancillary tasks assigned to teachers from 50 to 10 identified ancillary tasks. And what are these? There are only 10. Okay, attention school heads. You can only assign 10 ancillary tasks to the teachers. And what are these? either a reading, literacy, numeracy coordinator, you are a school paper advisor, you are a supreme elementary learner government, supreme secondary learner government advisor, special education coordinator, sports coach or trainer, you are a guidance advocate, you are a research coordinator, youth for environment in schools organization, yes, oh, no, coordinator, information and communication technology coordinator or ICT, you are a grade level chairperson for large and very large and subject area coordinator for secondary schools without head teachers as department head. Okay, there are schools that you may also have an inclusive education coordinator, no? Or you can have an Arabic language and Islamic values, indigenous people education coordinator, and alternative delivery modalities coordinator. You can assign them with that task. No, for other six tasks here, this should be assigned to the school head. For example, you are the hope, you are the SBM chairman, no, monitoring and evaluation coordinator. No, you should be the one who should be doing that. No, school head. You are the planning officer, no, gender and development coordinator, and of course the RPMS performance management team leader. Related to this, you should be doing your performance commitment and planning, ha? So don't forget to subscribe to this channel or follow this Facebook page for you to be able to be updated. No, as of now, you should be able to apprise your teacher on the current objectives that they have to accomplish, and they have to schedule, no, their COT already. Now, two tasks for master teachers. There should be the LAC coordinator. No, then they should be the bids and awards committee chairman. Okay, and then we have the non-teaching personnel. All these 13 tasks ng property custodian, gulayan sa paaralan, drug education program coordinator, school testing coordinator. This will be given to the non-teaching personnel, which hopefully will be assigned, no, to our schools. So here, the features of the interim policy. We see the tasks related to teaching and academic learning and support learner development. These tasks are performed by the teachers in consideration of their professional expertise and experience. So, more na gini siya here, ancillary tasks. Okay, as mentioned a while ago. Then the non-teaching tasks, no, are grouped into administrative tasks, no, non-teaching tasks. For example, feeding coordinator, gulayan sa paaralan, and the RMS coordinator. Okay, so tasks that can either be administrative tasks in nature or programs and services that support learners and school operations. These shall be performed by the school heads, school administrators, including head teachers and non-teaching personnel. And then administrative tasks. So take note, you only assign the 10 ancillary tasks to your teachers. So that will really be very related. And please, no, don't forget this one, that the 6 hours should be devoted either to actual teaching and remediation already. No. So here, the features of the interim policy. Now, there are 3 general guidelines. No? Remember this. In order to enable teachers to maximize their time in rendering actual classroom instruction and perform work incidental to their normal teaching duties, the immediate reduction of ancillary tasks assigned to teachers is mandated. No? So only 10 identified ancillary tasks can be assigned. The school administrator, including the head teachers and non-teaching personnel, shall have the sole responsibility to perform the non-teaching tasks. So please, let's take note of this. And in consideration of the ongoing studies on school process, organizational structure, and staffing standards, a moratorium on creation and assignment of non-teaching tasks to teachers shall be observed in all governance levels. So how will it be implemented? So here, the central office are doing their part. No, they are looking at possible ways to add more personnel. At the same time, they are looking at the implementation. The regional office and the SDO should comply with the return to school order for ADAS 2 and ADAS 3. So they have to return the ADAS 2 and ADAS 3 not in the division offices, but these they should be assigned to the school so that they can handle the non-teaching tasks or the ancillary tasks related to non-teaching. They should fill up and vacant school-based AO2 positions, coordinate with LGU for provision of non-teaching personnel so they can create job orders, no, for the schools. And here, the responsibilities of the office, they should map out, no, they are looking at better policies. The regional office should review and simplify, streamline the process, and then monitor strict implementation of this order and prepare submit reports. And school division office shall ensure strict compliance to the deployment, no, revisit SDO functions, orient and capacitate. I think this is really a very good interim guidelines. DepEd is also full of a lot of redundant processes and projects and programs. So here, the division office is ordered to simplify the process and then coordinate with the LGU for possible, without non-teaching items. So they will be provided with locally hired job orders and non-teaching personnel. Address school queries and concerns. No, schools, here, take note of the schools, principal. The school head shall exercise fair, reasonable, and equitable assignment of ancillary tasks to teachers. No, so the perspective of the school head should always be, allow the teachers to focus on teaching. No, give them the time to really do their work. No, and then school heads, we need to step up. No, that's why you have to subscribe to this channel. You have to, watch our videos, because this will definitely help you become a better school head. No, because if you're a school head, you should know better than your teachers. Okay, so ensure strict compliance with the prescribed workload of teachers using School Form 7. Hopefully, you learned something. No, here in our channel, our advocacy is to help our teachers so that they will be able to help our future generations. Thank you so much for your support. In order to help us reach more teachers, don't forget to follow us in Facebook. Share this publicly to our teachers so that they will also be learning more here in our channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you on our next video. Thank you.